Hello YouTube, and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Oh guys, I have spent hours, like 4 or 5 hours, preparing this for this video. I think I'm gonna break it down. So this is part 1. I'm going to show you the finished project, but I think part 2, the inside of this, will do in a separate one, just so the video is not so extremely long. So I'm making an accordion book using a paper pumpkin chipboard. And why? Because I have this. I got it at Goodwill for like 99 cents, and it gave me an idea. So it is this little accordion book. Da-da-da-da. Look at that. So I was like, I can do that. I can even do the chipboard. So not that I'm going to use the actual book, except for an idea, putting it back in this little package. That's where this came from. So we are using chipboard from my paper pumpkin kits that I keep stashed, and the Design a Daydream DSP, which is a Hostess mega pack of DSP in the annual catalog. So you can see my notes here, but let me show you. Now this was using the Forever Eden DSP and what was it? Eden's Garden. These were bits that were just, I had in my stamp set. The little bits here, I used a blend to color it because it was soft seafoam. It didn't go. But this is my accordion book. So you guys can see that side. So it's just up to you. This one is, of course, a little bit different because this is my sample, my idea. So let me tie this ribbon. I am going to be using this ribbon because I don't have any that's mint macaron or anything, and it'll do the job. So I'm going to set my little accordion book. Actually, this would be really cute in that Mother's Day gift set. Look at that. This would fit in there. Really, really cute. That just happens to be sitting on my desk. I haven't put it away yet. I need to fill it with cards. Okay, so the accordion book using our paper pumpkin chipboard. Now, my chipboard, this is going to be a little smaller than my sample. These pieces were something I got from Stampin' Up, and they were my chipboard set, but these were paper pumpkin, and you can see here, I cut them down just a little shorter. And I think these will actually fit in a regular envelope. And they will. So this will be mailable. All right. So 2 pieces of chipboard, cut it 4 by 5 1/4. We have that. We need 2 pieces of DSP. I'm going to show you how I cut mine. 6 by 7 1/2. You can choose either one. I'm going to use this side, so we'll be adding the glue to that one. Card stock. Yikes. I don't want to lose all my bits and pieces. So cardstock is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. The coordinating DSP is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And that's going to go right there. Now, I do have a few extra little bits. It depends on what you want to put on the front, but we'll get to that at the end. You will need at least 26 inches of ribbon, even though this is soft succulent. And you can see when you put it against this mint macaron color, it's going to do the job. I could color it, but I don't want to. It's going to do the job just fine. So for the inside, which we're going to do this, we're going to put these in. They're already scored for me, but I cut my full sheet of cardstock at 5 here by 11. Then I scored, okay, 5 by 11, scored it 3 3/4 and 7 1/2. That will give you a little short piece. We are going to glue the 2 short ends together. And when we put our DSP on both sides, you will not know that. So that's how we're going to get our accordion going. You're going to have 2 pieces like this. I use them for the inserts and the little decoration pieces, so they won't be going to waste. Neither will the piece from our, we'll get on to the other measurements in video number 2. So let me get out my cutter. So my ribbon, we don't need that right now. I guess I could show you. I've used a lot of stamp sets. So we're going to use 4 different punches. We're going to need 2 of the rectangle postage punch for the inside, 2 of each of the double oval punch for the inside. I used this and this along with the accordion stamp set from Petal Park for the outside of this card. I used the bow punch, both of them, for the outside of the actual book park. So let me see, I showed you that, showed you this. Hopefully my punches don't get like knocked over and fall on the ground. I used 3 different stamp sets. Sorry guys, I just couldn't. Okay, so this one, Just For You from Celebrating You, is on our front of our book. I used Heartfelt on the inside. I used Smile on the inside. I used You're the Best Ever and Love You and Mean It for the inside of my book. So I had a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. I took it and I cut it in half at 6. Then I turned it and I cut it at 7.5. Now, this you could use for your book. I am choosing not to. That's just my preference. So let's get on to covering that chipboard, right? So this is the side I want face up because that's the side I'm going to glue. Well, let's make sure it's in view. Okay. This is the side I'm going to glue my chipboard down to because I don't want that showing. I want the other side. So I'm going to take my glue, and I'm not being anything technical with this, adding enough that when I go over it with the bone folder on the other side, it's going to adhere. And I'm just roughly getting it in the center. I'm going to flip it over, take my bone folder and push that glue, smooth it out all over it. And it's not difficult to do. I'm going to set it aside and we're going to repeat it one more time. So here we go. Lots of glue. Chipboard sucks up the glue. Want to make sure I got a good and secure. And it's pouring down. And I got a doctor's appointment in an hour. Well, about 2 hours. Okay. So there we go. I'm going to flip it over. Go over it. This is the same thing I did with my little Easter Bunny sampler using chipboard. So now I'm going to take it and just bend it at the edges on both of them. So I'm going to take it, just fold that paper over, and that's going to help me to figure out where to miter or pie or wedge out these corners of this. So I'm just taking the scissors and cutting not a square, really odd shape, just so it's not so bulky. And I'm not worried about it not being perfect because you're not going to see this. So there's those. One more time around this rectangle. And there. There. No fear. It's just paper. And trust me, when you get a huge paper pack like that, there's plenty of paper. All right. So that's all there is to that. I'm going to put that in the recycle bin for a moment. And we're going to glue. So I am going to start with the small flaps. It doesn't matter which flaps you start with. I go along the edge, glue there, and then I'm going to take it and fold it like so. That worked out so well. I don't need to go over it with a bone folder. So right along the edge, some in the middle, take it and fold it over. Oh, so good. Oh, yes. So fold it again. Like so. Oh, yes. Now, I guess I could use that piece that was cut off. We will, just because we can. Maybe not. We don't really need it. But I did do it on the other book. So make sure you do whatever side you start with, you do that. Those two sides, and then move on to the opposites. So there's that one. This one needs a little bit more pressing down. I just didn't go over it well enough. Get in those creases. Okay. So now we have our two pieces of chipboard for our book. Now I'm going to show you what, hold on, give me a second. Where is that piece of paper? So you will have a piece like this that you could lay right in there like so, but I'm going to show you why you don't really need it, because this piece is going to go there anyways, and it's going to get DSP on the full front of it, so you're not going to need to put any extra piece on the inside of that chipboard unless you really want to. Me, I'm not going to do it this time. I did it on the other one, but I realized then that that was kind of unnecessary. So I'm going to show you with my trimmer where I scored. So like I said, we took a sheet that was 8.5 by 11. We cut it at 5. I then turned it on the 11-inch side and I scored. Excuse me. I scored. That's the wrong one. That's the end I'll be left with. My bone folder was dirty. I had to clean it off. So I scored it at 3 3/4. I moved it down and scored it at 7.5, and that left me with a piece that is 3.5. And I did this twice. It gave me 2 pieces, and I'm going to join the 3.5-inch pieces together. So let me get my other one. Make sure I got the right ends that are going to be joined. You can see they're, got to make sure I've got the right ones. This has got a short end there. So all I'm going to do now, take this one and I'm going to put them together. But I'm going to make sure that when they are together, you see this, they're going to be a little gap here and a little gap there, because when I join it, I want it to equal that 3 3/4 inch mark. So how am I going to do that? Well, I'm just going to lay it down. I am going to add glue right in here. Not all the way to the edge, because that's where there's going to be a gap. I'm going to pick it up. Got my 2 pieces. Now, I'm lining it up. I'm using a grid. Use whatever you want. Putting one on the 3.5-inch mark. Now, before it gets stuck, I'm going to fold it up, and I'm just going to squeeze them together. That's how I did it. It might look more complicated than it is, but you can see there's a little gap there and a little gap on each side, but now it is equal. And that little bit of dirtiness is really bugging me, and it will show. Just like I said, something on my bone folder. So there is our accordion that is going to go inside of our book. So next what we're going to do is we are going to put our accordion into our book. And we're just going to take some more combo glue. Let's see. White on white does not. So I've got quite a bit there. And it doesn't matter which way I do it. I'm just trying to get it centered on my chipboard. Then I'm going to take more Tombow and add to this side. I can figure out which way I want the front or the back to be once I get it all together. Now I'm going to lay my chipboard on there and line it up. And you'll see my little accordion book is so cute. Look at that. So it goes this way or that way. It's up to you which way you want to make it go. I kind of like it with the one flap here on the book. That's going to be my front. So we're going to start with our front piece. Move my little bits here. So I have, this has already got its cardstock on it. That's for the back. My prepped work, you can see. We're going to glue our DSP down. We're going to do our ribbon last. Well, not totally last, but I'm going to decorate this front focal point first. So what else have I done? Well, I told you, I stamped with Memento black ink onto Daffodil Delight, as this is Daffodil Delight. And I stamped those flowers from Petal Park. I have a 1-inch strip by 3-inch strip of Daffodil Delight. I'm going to bring my punch pieces in. Used macaron and blackberry bliss, and I got a bit of scrap that was 3/4 of an inch by 2 3/4, and I stamped that just for you from Celebrating You. And we're gonna glue. Do I want to glue it or put it on dimensionals? I'm gonna put it on dimensionals. All right. So I'm going to get about 3 dimensionals here. And guess what? Gloria, if you're watching, my pokey tool, I opened it. Miss Gloria Wolf made me this gorgeous pokey tool. She makes them and sells them, and she sent me this. And it is absolutely stunning. So pretty, I didn't even want to open it, okay? I had to wait. I need to get her information and stick it up here if anybody wants one, because it is fantastic. The size of it, you can hold it. It's amazing, and it's gorgeous, and it's in my favorite colors, purple and white, which is just amazing. So I'm layering my strip up there. This now is going to go onto my card. And I decided it's up to you. I don't want to glue this down because I got to get the ribbon in there. You could put it down below. I am going for the center. That's just my preference. I moved it all over when I had laid it all out. Wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So roughly in the center. Okay, so now we have our bits. Our little bits that we punched. And you know, I got to give my little wiggle to my leaves here. So I should have probably done that prep work, but I never think about that. So I just wiggling it together, avoiding the teeny tiny one. As y'all know, I've wiggled that one off quite a bit, many times. So I'm going to curve the edges of my flower up just by taking the edge of the bone folder and laying my thumb over the cardstock and pulling like you would curl that ribbon at Christmas time. So now I'm going to start layering my pieces and figuring out, I know that I want this one going up and this one coming down like so. So I'm going to add just a bit of glue there. So there's one. As I get sticky, that one little leaf, and you can see I didn't punch the whole, let's see. I did not punch the whole bow punch, just the portion that I needed. This then is going to go, ooh, that almost doesn't even show all the goodies. So let's pull this down a bit. Much better. Now this little bit of Blackberry Bliss will make everything pop out as far as the color goes. I'm going to bring that out there as I get sticky. This one's going to need a bit of a trim. I'm just going to tear it off. Maybe. And I haven't gotten my paper pumpkin yet. I'm still waiting. So, and we are going to add here our flower with a dimensional because we can. And I want it right there. And this one is going to get a little dimensional. Because that's all it needs. And look how pretty that is. Oh, gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And of course, we're going to put something on it. And I have this specialty glitter that we are going to use. So I need to get whatever you use to pick stuff up with and figure out which ones I want. Ooh, 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 ooh. Which ones I want to use. I kind of like those. And then, oh, look at how cute that would be in the wheels. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, too much fun. Okay, let's see. Do I want to do the pink on the wheels? There's hot pink. There's lavender. I could fill up all of these little boat. Oh, I could do that. I could make them all bling with such great stuff. I'm not sure I can. Oh, the choices are real. Look at the green on there. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to have to get a tray and dump these out because I need to find a whole bunch. I'm sorry. I cannot resist doing that. So this is on. I'm not even sure about those right now, but I know that I am going to put these little glitter bits all over the front of this card. But before we do that, let's get to the ribbon. So like I said, you will need at least 26. So there's one length. And I'm going to go just a smidgen more. I will need to trim it, I know. So how did I do this? Well, I got my ribbon. You do not want to secure this to the back. You secure it to the back, your book won't open all the way. But I like the idea of the tie. You really don't need it, but I like the way it looked. So I found my center point, and I'm going to use some tear tape. So right about here is where my center is. Let me get there, right there. I'm going to lay my ribbon down, get my tear tape, and I don't want to go completely across because my cardstock doesn't and you would see it. So let's see. I want to get it in the center at least. So bring that down and then 2 and 2. So right about here, I just want it. That should about hold it down. Looky, I get to use my beautiful pokey tool, and I'm telling you, it's amazing. That is just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant and absolutely gorgeous. So I'm gonna find the center point again, and then I'm going to lay it down like so. Now, since I got that done, now I can put my beautiful cover piece, my focal point, on front. I don't need to use dimensionals. I don't want to. I like that ribbon being right up underneath there, and it is secure. So here we go. We get to tie it in a beautiful bow, but you do not want to adhere it to the back. It does not work. Trust me, it doesn't work. But what does work is us finding the gorgeous gems to decorate this little book with. And I can't do a whole bunch of glue at one time, but we're going to find us. This glitter is fantastic. Can't believe it's really glitter. So there's that one. See this one. All right. Oh, I didn't do, that's fine. We need, oh, there are yellow ones. Yellow. Kind of a citrine type yellow. Oh. And there are purple ones, lavender. Let's see, where is it? Is that? Nope, that's darker than what I have there. So there must be a couple of. That's not the same. This looks like it. Ooh, yes. All of the little bikes on the cover of this are going to have. They're going to have some sparkle. Some glitter. Can't believe it's really glitter, but that's what it says on the bottle. Specialty glitter. I know it's mint macaron, but that's the closest I can do. There's pink. I should have used the paler pink, but that's okay. Oh, that one is dark green, and I don't have any dark green. But we're going to keep going with putting, I almost got my face in the camera. There's yellow, there's pink, purple. Alrighty, so here's the purple, like the other purple I used, the lavender actually. That's not it. This one is. There. And let's see, we have green going right there. And another one for that little wheel. Maybe. Oh, too cute. Where's yellow? I'm missing some yellow. Or was the yellow a fluke? Yellow must be rare in this bottle of goodies because I only see one. What a mess. And it's a mess, trust me, trying to get it back in the bottle. But, okay. There's a yellow. And here's a yellow. All the colors, I wouldn't have thought yellow would have been that rare to find in there. So we need a little bit more there. I mean, I guess you don't have to do them all, but I would like to. And do we want to do, yes, we did a hot pink. So a hot pink on that one. And here's a blue one. It's easier to tell the colors when they're flipped over the opposite direction. Oh my goodness. So there's one there and one here. Let's see, am I missing? Oh, a purple. Can do this one right there. And I'm not sure about this old olive one. Let's see what we can figure out. I don't really care for that. Decisions. We're going to go with the same ones we used on our flowers. And we need one more of those if I could find it. Wow. And I need one more blue. And I think, do I got them all covered? Let me see. Nope, I have a pink one that needs to go there, and it looks like a little bit of a blue one there. We got to make sure we cover all the bases or all the wheels, as this would be a little hard to see. Oh my gosh, guys, this is turning out so darn adorable. And we need the hot pink. So, and one little blue one. Then we'll stick the back on it. Absolutely love it. Oh my goodness gracious. So look at that. And you can look at all those little wheels sparkling. Love it. So what time? Oh, definitely. So I got just enough time to throw this on the back. And then I'm going to get everything out. I've already got it prepped, and start video number 2 for you. But that way there's 2 of them. So that's the back. Now let me, oops, got caught on my flower. Let me, when you go to tie this, okay, it's going to have a beautiful bow right at the side, just like this one. However, if you were to adhere this here, your book would only open like this, which maybe I'll do a book like that, but this is an accordion front and back. Therefore, the ribbon cannot be attached on the back. It can only be tied, and it can only be attached on the front or the back. I mean, that's up to you which way you want to adhere it. I chose to do it on the front. So there's my little book. I am going to show you. I'm going to tie it in a little knot. I might need to trim my little edges. I might need leave them long or make really big loopy loops. You know, that is just too adorable. So come back and see part 2, and I'll meet you there in my wonderland. Bye-bye now.